Move over, Fido, there's a new contender for the title of a man's best friend. Long adored in petting zoos for their friendliness and hilarious antics, pygmy goats have recently stolen the spotlight as yoga partners and social media stars. With their lovable personalities and endless charm, they're angling to step into the role traditionally held by dogs. But here's the catch, while they may be pint-sized, pygmy goats are still barnyard animals, so before you think about letting them curl up on the couch, there are some things you'll want to know. In today's video, we're exploring why pygmy goats are becoming the pet everyone's talking about, and whether they really could replace dogs as our closest companions. History of pygmy goats. Pygmy goats are a breed of domestic goat native to West Africa, specifically the Cameroon Valley, which accounts for their original name of Cameroon dwarf goat. Their scientific name is Capra aegagrus hircus, which just refers to being a domesticated goat, a process that started around 11,000 years ago, making them one of the oldest domesticated animals. Bred for their smaller size, pygmy goats were primarily used for their milk and meat, with the advantage that they could be maintained in smaller spaces, so they required less land. Pygmy goats left Africa for the West around the mid-20th century, making a new home at Swedish zoos. From Sweden, they spread to England and Canada. By 1959, the first pygmy goats arrived in the United States at the behest of the Roo family in California and the Catskill Game Farm in New York. They have since been typically used at zoos, for medical research and as pets. Of course, now they can also be found helping adventurous yogis with their asanas. Pygmy goat characteristics. Most recognized for their diminutive stature, pygmy goats are shorter and stouter than breeds like Alpine and Nubian goats. Whereas some goats can weigh up to 200 pounds or 90 kilograms, pygmy goats top out at around 70 or 31 kilograms, with the average weight more like 50 pounds or 22 kilograms, and between 18 and 22 inches or 45 and 55 centimeters tall. That puts them roughly equivalent to a medium to large dog, like an Australian Shepherd, for example. During thousands of years since their domestication, goats have served many purposes. Since the Neolithic era around 10,000 to 4,500 BCE, humans have used goats for their milk. Goats have been a source of meat and fiber, too. Smaller, calmer goats breeds, who are friendly toward humans, like the pygmy and Nigerian dwarf goats, may have been bred for one of these purposes. But they have made their mark in another aspect of human life. These cuties have a coat of straight, medium-long hair that varies in density depending on the season and home climate. On adult males, abundant hair growth is admired, especially their full beard, while females have smaller beards that may be trimmed. Pygmy goat fur takes on a grizzled pattern due to the mixing of light and dark hairs. Pygmy goats are similar in size and temperament to Nigerian dwarf goats, so they may be confused by an untrained petting zoo visitor. However, pygmy goats are heavier boned with a wider, square appearance. Nigerian dwarf goats' appearance exudes dairy character. They have a slimmer look with a longer neck. Nigerian dwarf goats are a miniature dairy goat, and pygmy goats are a miniature meat goat. They are two distinct and different breeds, but both are similar in size and cuteness. Welcoming pygmy goats as pets. Although pygmy and Nigerian dwarf goats are often kept as pets today, anyone interested in adopting one should keep several important care requirements in mind. First, adopting just one is a bad idea. Second, although they are small, they need plenty of adequate pasture to be happy and healthy. In fact, if the interested goat parent has enough space and resources, hosting a small herd is best. Allowing for the goats to create their social hierarchy and for various generations to mingle. Just like children keep grandparents young, older goats engage differently when kids are present. Pygmy goats are herbivores and require a nutritious diet. Because goats are browsers, meaning they like to eat off plants, goats enjoy pulling leaves to eat and gnawing on the branches. In addition to this green diet, pygmy goats need a clean, fresh area to relax. Pygmy goats also need a place to shelter when the weather is bad, some sort of indoor area dedicated to them, and that should not be the garage and definitely not a spare bedroom in the house. Because goats cannot be housebroken. Like most hoof stock, they have no control over their bowel movements, they just go while they are walking around. Speaking of hoof care, keeping hoofs trimmed regularly and keeping vaccinations up to date are important aspects of having goats. These may not be tasks your dog's vet can take on. Any backyard farm animal requires a vet who specializes in farm medicine. Yoga with goats. Thanks to their small size and friendly nature, pygmy and Nigerian dwarf goats have become the participants of choice for goat yoga, a trend that's gained popularity for several years. They are friendly and comfortable around people. They also like to stand on tables, so the young ones also like to hop on the backs of yogis, doing positions like a cat-cow flow. Whether you're interested in starting a home yoga practice or simply want to live around some of the cutest animals out there, having pygmy goats as pets requires the same level of commitment. They live for about 15 years, as any other four-legged friend, or maybe more. They are a lot of work, and that social aspect and training is really important for them. With any animal you would have in your life, it's really important that that relationship be strong. Pygmy goats may never truly replace dogs as man's best friend, but there's no denying their charm, playfulness, and lovable personalities have earned them a special place in our hearts. Whether you're seeing them at a petting zoo, joining them in a yoga class, or even keeping a small herd of your own, these little goats bring joy wherever they go. Just remember, they're barnyard buddies, not lap pets. If you enjoyed learning about pygmy goats and their rise to fame, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more adorable animal stories, and hit the bell so you never miss our latest uploads. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.